I do on occasion get pushback on my videos here on YouTube because in some respects, we don't like to be told no.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
It's a bit of a habit that society has developed where it's like they just like to say whatever comes to mind, and then and everybody thinks, well, my opinion, even though I haven't studied voice as much as you have, matters as much as yours.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to ask somebody about how to build a rocket ship to go to space, I'm certainly not going to go to a vocal pedagogue.
Yeah.
Right? You have to know who to go to and who has done the work and who's done the study. And then in a sense, you have to trust them, know their knowledge base, know their background, and then in a sense you vet the people that you're going to interact with based on very clear data.
Because what we're acknowledging is there are biological boundaries, and no matter how hard or how much we might want to ignore those biological boundaries, at the end of the day, we are all humans within a biological frame. Where do you find, what is your observation of the boundaries that people want to really kick up against and go, well, I don't like the fact that that's the case?
I think there's so many.
Yeah.
One would be though, and I think the most prevalent would be that you can push on your voice because the person feels like they're doing a lot, and so then it falls into the maximum effort produces maximum results.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with physiology in anything, right? If you muscle a tennis racket to try and get more force, it's not. It's the sweet spot in the way you swing and your follow through. Same thing with golf, and same thing also with voice. You want to find a gesture at the level of the vocal folds and a shaping at the level of the resonators and a sending of breath using your body and however works best for you, guided by an expert in the field. You want to find those things so that you can get the maximum result for the least amount of effort. And people, though, I think are a bit attached to the feeling of doing something. And so I have a lot of folks that have trouble giving that up. And they're like, it's the, are you sure that's enough mode? Are you sure? Are you sure? And meanwhile, everybody outside of them, if you've got master classes you run, it's nice because then you get a whole group of people who say, yes,
that's it. Yeah.
So that's helpful, but we don't always have that when we work one-on-one with people.
Yeah, and I was introducing the method of belt this morning to one of my new professional students, and we were working on some placement and some focus and some energy, and she hit a sweet spot, and she was like, but she said, I don't feel like I was doing enough. I said, that's right. There it is. That's exactly where we need to be. We need to experience less effort, and it's in the case of belt, it's energized. We're not sucking it dry of energy, but it is effortless because we use that almost as our way to know where we are, because we're pushing up against a boundary and we go, okay, there's my space. That's what I'm existing in. When we remove that, we suddenly remove that sensory point of knowledge, that data point that we've been relying on. But then when we remove that, we go, oh, actually, there are some other data points that I can measure from and be attentive to.
Yeah, it's figuring out new check-in points.
Yeah.
What is it that you could relate to instead of the wall of the absolute overdrive?
Yeah, absolute overdrive all the time.
Yeah. We clearly know when it's not enough energy because things don't come out. That's easy. Then we can pretty clearly know when we're hitting that sort of max effort level, but singing is in between those.
It's the Goldilocks zone. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yes, I think that's where, again, the knowledge base comes in.